Now joining us on Pulse of the Maggots from Evil Invaders, please welcome Joe. How you doing, my friend? Welcome.
Man, thanks for having me. I'm fine. Well,
Absolutely.
I had COVID like last week, so
Oh shit, are you feeling
I'm
better?
back to normal now. So
You are back to normal now?
yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I were in Brooklyn, New York last week, and she picked up something that was very similar to COVID, but wasn't COVID, and she's been out for like an entire week. So something is going around out there, and I'm glad that you're feeling better, dude.
Yeah.
So let me ask you first. Kick off the chat with a really easy question. It's just the album has been out for just over a week now. How does it feel to get this creation out in the world?
It's a big relief because we've been sitting on that thing for like a few months. I mean, we actually sent the tracks to Napalm in October.
Mm.
So because of the pressing and stuff that took so long that we had to postpone the release because I mean, like every print, I mean like album printer had like huge delays because of the COVID. And yeah, it was so cool to actually release this record and play the show and see people already singing along to the new tracks. You know, that was fucking amazing. So yeah, I'm very excited to play more shows.
Yeah, and we'll ask you about that here in a little bit. But I'm curious, just because you mentioned it as well. Whenever I look at like release dates of prior albums and everything like that, nowadays there's that 2 year gap, right, where there is like nothing going on. And we talked to a lot of bands on this show and some of our other shows who said that they had songs in the hopper for like 2 years almost because like their stuff was ready to go before 2020, and then with all the delays and everything that happened, that was that similar to you guys, or were you guys able to write during the slowdown?
Yeah, we were really writing during this lockdown and used the time actually to create this record. And in my opinion, it just, I mean, this lockdown sounds bad maybe, but it just came in time for me. You know, I felt like I needed a break from the touring and stuff to really focus on songwriting and get inspired again. You know, and I think it resulted into our best album so far. So
Corey, I'm going to ask one more question and then I'll turn it over to you
Usually, I've
because
already had the pleasure of talking to Joe for
sure.
like, a while, so I've monopolized plenty of his time. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, talking in that, saying the time allowed you to really focus on the songwriting, and you said that you thought that this is the best Evil Invaders album so far. I think I agree with you there. It sounds like, from listening to your past stuff to this one, there is more of an increased confidence there. Like you seem a little bit more sure of your sound. Do you feel like that was the case in this one, where you guys kind of knew what you wanted to sound like coming out of this album?
we always knew what we wanted it to sound like, but now we actually achieved to make it sound that way. Yeah, like we've been, I mean, we've been trying a lot of things in the studio before, and now we actually had all the skills and stuff, and like the, how you say it, like the experience
Mm.
to actually execute it in the way that we wanted it to sound, you know.
Corey, please jump in.
Oh no, I was gonna say you guys actually you took a lot of risks on this album, and I'll let John ask about his risky moment that he wants to ask about. But I wanted to ask, so there is a track where you are not the vocalist on this album. It's a bit. It reminded me not in the song structure, but um, Beth by Kiss, where the main vocalist was not the vocalist. Similar kind of situation. How did it
Mhm.
feel to kind of take a step back from that role and hand that over to someone else to take over the vocals?
It was actually a very spontaneous thing because since we were writing stuff by ourselves at home in the lockdown, like Max actually wrote that song, My World, and he sang me like a guide track to that song. He's like, "Hey man, I wrote this song and these are the lyrics, and I want you to sing something in this style over it." And then I heard his demo and I was like, "Dude, sounds kind of cool when you sing it, actually." And then he's like, "No, no, you have to try it, you know." But it was his song, it were his words, you know. This song really breathes him if you know him, you know. And I was like, dude, I don't think I can sing it as convincing as you because the words come so real out of you, you know. And then I just gave it a few takes, but it was obvious that this song was either not gonna be on the record or it's gonna be on the record with him on vocals, and I convinced him to do it actually, and I mean, I think it's a really cool switch and unexpected twist in the record, you know.
Definitely, for sure. And I really dug the twist, because I mean, he does, you can tell that he's putting, I mean, John and I talk about it all the time, authenticity, and he's putting a lot of authenticity and emotion behind those vocals. John, you have your own risk that you would like to ask about.
Yeah, I would.
Your own twist.
It is. So I will be honest, Joe. The very first song that I heard from y'all was "In Deepest Black." You know, I just keep up with some of the YouTube channels and stuff like that. And when that dropped, I was like, "Holy shit! Where the fuck did these guys come from?" Because like I've been joking, just like in a cheeky way, saying that it's the best song from 1986 that was recorded in 2021, right? And it's just like you're channeling Dokken and fucking like Crocus in this like amazing song that when you go back to your other stuff, you know, it's those building blocks are there, but it is very different from stuff on your previous albums. What was the decision to say, like, this is the first lead-off single that we're going to do for this album? And like, what were your discussions on that? And were you kind of nervous about that?
I actually, as soon as the song was recorded and finished, like it was quite clear to me that that one needed to be like the first thing we released since in 5 years, basically. And I just wanted to contrast with everything we did before, just to shake people and the fans a bit. Like, hey guys, this new album is gonna be different, but I mean, I like to shock people a bit from time to time as well, you know, because you knew some people were gonna be like, "Oh no, they changed," and I hope the next songs are gonna be different, you know. I mean, like the old stuff. And the thing is, in my opinion, we couldn't go wrong with this song as a first track because it's just a very good song. To me personally, I think it's one of the best songs we've ever written. And if we like it that much, then our fans will like it as well, you know. And the people that are not into like this more hard rock stuff, well, they get excited when they see the second single, which is Sledgehammer Justice, which is a very straightforward song, you know. So I don't think we could have done anything wrong with it, you know. And apparently we were correct in our gut feelings.
Yeah, no, I love hearing that because that's what you know. Going back and listening, I was like, yeah, that was a move, and I think it worked because it got me interested. It got a lot of people interested, and we've been spinning that song over and over again. I don't remember how it went when we played it for the first time over here, Corey, but I believe there were some mouths agape and some fists in the air when it was played.
Yeah, it was you know that meme of the person turning up their speakers to 10 and it's just like they're crying with their hand in the air? That was pretty much everybody else.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
So one more, and then I want to turn it back over to Corey. But talking about that, right? You were talking about how you love this song. Going through your guys' videos, right? You guys are just like cheese to the max, I guess, right? Where you guys are like performing for the camera, you're really hamming up, right? In Sledgehammer Justice, when you're like breaking those glass pane, or Die For Me, when you're breaking the glass panes everywhere.
Breaking the glass panes. Here, I'll help you there.
Thank you. It's a Monday, everybody. I can't talk on a normal day. How much do you guys love like getting in to record music videos, and like how much is that a conversation and something that you guys look forward to as far as a band?
Well, it depends on who you work with, actually. So, like, if the camera guy knows what he has to do, and you don't have to explain him how to do things, you know, and you can actually have a plan up front, and you have a script like we had this time, it went really cool. I mean, it went really smooth. We had like a whole tick-off list of shots that we needed. We had the ideas. We had everything was up front, well prepared, you know. So then it was it was a lot of fun to do these shots, you know, and to see the results immediately on the screen, like, okay, this is gonna be like the coolest shit we've done so far. So that was a lot of fun doing stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I still, every time in the video that we just watched where the dude's all like bloodied and chained up in the chair and you're smiling coming in from each side of the camera, it's fucking it's incredible, incredible.
Yeah, the thing was like when we recorded it, we had to do it in separate takes because it's all me, you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what it was actually gonna look like at the moment, so I was really sitting there like from side to side, and like he was like, no, no, a bit higher, because his ear was situated here, you know, and then my head needed to come there, you know. So that was cool to actually have a guy that could guide me in this, and I didn't have to do everything myself, you know.
Well, it paid off in spades. Cori, please jump in.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've talked a little bit about your live performances. You guys, I mean, obviously bring a shitload of energy to your videos. I'm sure that translates live. What tracks from the album are you either most looking forward to playing live, or from your release show, what one do you think was the most fun for you to play live?
That's a tough question because when I'm on stage, I don't think anymore. You know, I'm in a different world. I'm zoning out sometimes, and yeah, it's just like it felt like this release party. We played like an hour and 15 minutes or something like that, and it felt like it was over in 10 minutes to me. You know, it was like shit because I had such a blast. You know, and it was crazy. It was like I can't recall playing the songs live anymore right now. Really, just some parts. You know. But yeah, In Deep as Black was definitely really cool because everybody was screaming along, you know, and
I called it. I knew that was going to be the case when I heard that album. I was like, this is one of those songs that everybody chants to.
we opened with Hissing and Crescendo, so that was kind of cool to see people's
Excellent.
reaction too because it was a new song for them. They didn't hear the single. I mean, it wasn't released as a single, so well, I think a lot of people didn't know the song, but they immediately chanted along on the midsection like the I, you know, like it's cool.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
John, I know you had a live question too.
Yeah, well, I have one more question actually. I guess we can transition a little bit to just like the scene in Belgium, because Joe, I swear, in the time that I've been like really, really focusing on music the last couple of years, and when I discover new bands and like pop them into Google or pop them into Metal Archives, like I swear the country Belgium comes up all the time, right? I mean, I think Max is in another band, Butcher, that I absolutely love. They're incredible. Like you guys, the bands Amun Ra, Brutus, Slow Crush, like all of these bands over here. Is this a like new thing within the past couple of years, or have us in the States over on this side of the pond just not been paying attention? Like, what can you tell us about the heavy music scene in Belgium, and why do you think it's so burgeoning right now?
Well, the scene and the fans have always been fucking great. You know, we have a ton of festivals, we have a lot of venues to for bands to play, you know, but I think in the last couple of years the quality of the bands went up like crazy. Like you have a bunch of old school death metal bands such as Schizophrenia and Carnation who are like doing very cool shit right now and they're just starting out basically. Um yeah, you have the bands you mentioned exactly. They're doing great as well. I would say like it's just something that's been growing in the last years. I think. I mean, when we started out, the bar was really low in Belgium. You know, you would basically play some bars and people would just get wasted and yeah, cool, you know, and it was enough. But as I noticed, like the bands that I grew with, like the other bands that were starting in around 2009 and stuff, a lot of them disappeared over the years, and we're the ones that stayed around. And I see new bands popping up all the time, but they take themselves more seriously. Like in the beginning, it was just like the thrash scene, you know, it was very messy, you know, and everybody was just there to party. But right now, I see bands really making moves and like thinking about which steps to take and how to improve their live shows and stuff. So I think that's also why these I mean the mindset changed here in Belgium in the last couple of years.
And we all get to benefit from it. Again, like whenever I see a band, it's like, oh, they're from Belgium and they're amazing. Okay, that's not a surprise. Like I'm always interested to see more. Cori, I guess I think that's it for me. If you wanted to ask the question, you can go ahead.
See,
I don't
I've
know if you have
already
anything else.
asked the question, but only people who have read my other interview would know the answer to the question. So I will ask the very important question again. For those that don't know, Joe, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Oof.
Let's see if the answer is the same as last time.
I think it was the Velociraptor, right?
I think it was the Velociraptor last time.
Yeah, he's fast and sharp, you know. That's all you need in life.
Oh yeah, I made a fast, loud, and rude joke typing up my article about that.
Amazing. Well, there you go, Cori. Just like blunted my segue over to you. But if we're ending, if we're wrapping things up, Joe, 2 questions for you. One, how excited or nervous are you to get back to playing live in a very regular sense? And what do you want people to take away from the album?
I'm not very nervous about it. I'm more looking forward to it.
Fuck yeah.
It's been so long, and right now we got like a tour planned with Enforcer through Europe, so I'm looking forward to that a lot. You know, we're gonna do like a bunch of shows like in May, and I'm sure it's gonna be great. From the album, I would say like even the people who didn't like our early stuff that actually know us, check out the new shit because it's different and it's better. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. You know, check out the music, and I hope to come to the USA actually with this record.
Oh,
Please
John
do.
and I will be there. Whatever, like wherever one of us has to fly, we will be there. I'll pay for your ticket, John.
Okay.
I think
Hey,
there's
Joe.
a show we need to be together at that show.
Joe, you heard her. I want it in writing, Cori. I have Joe as my witness
It's on
when it
video.
happens.
This is recorded.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, Joe, we would absolutely love to see you here in the States. I will get my coalition of like 3 other people that I know, so that way we can pack the house.
I'll bring my cat even. Like it'll be a wild show.
There you go, everybody. Shattering Reflection is out now via Napalm Records. You heard Joe. Listen to that shit, even if you weren't fans of the older stuff. Hey, Cori and I can vouch for it here. Listen to it, everybody. It's a good time.
Listen to it. They get the full whip sound. I gave a preemptive one, and now I'm giving another one because, damn it, people need to listen to it.
Thank you very much.
Find you, people.
You're very welcome. Joe, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and chatting with us today, man. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, no worries. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Really
All
cool.
right. You have a good day. This has been Joe from Evil Invaders. Thank you so much, man. And Cori, we're going to go on to the music, my friends.